Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mel, and welcome back to Mel Got Game, where I bring you top plays, top sports news, and breakdowns of the previous week. So if that interests you, please like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So guys, it is officially the last week in the NFL season. We got a bunch of festivities that are going on right now. We just had the all new revamped Pro Bowl games, which was pretty interesting. I definitely think is a step up from the two-hand touch game we were forced to watch these past couple years. We have absolutely the biggest night in sports coming up on Sunday, which is the Super Bowl. And it's shaping up to be a very good game. And we have the one and only Riri taking the stage at halftime. And another important part that everybody looks forward to for these end of the year festivities is the NFL honors that are taking place tomorrow at 9 p.m. on NBC. And during the show, we will find out which players are going to win all of the end of the year awards, including MVP, Coach of the Year, the Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, and many more. And all year, people have been making predictions about who exactly are going to win these awards. And I mean, I'm definitely guilty of that as well. I did drop a mid-season MVP video earlier this year, but now is the time to actually see if our predictions are going to come to fruition as we have the finalists for all of these awards announced. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into my predictions for the 2023 end of the year awards. So while there are a lot of awards to be handed out tomorrow at the NFL honors and Hall of Fame inductees to be announced, I'm only going to cover a handful of them in this video, and just the awards that people are looking forward to the most. And with that being said, I'm going to be predicting the MVP award, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. So which one should I do first? I know I want to do MVP last, save the best for last, so you're gonna have to stick around to the end of the video to see that one. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do the rookies first. I think we should do the rookies. Go ahead, give the youngest they shine first. So first up, we have Offensive Rookie of the Year. And the finalists for this award are Brock Purdy, quarterback for the 49ers, Kenneth Walker III, running back for the Seahawks, and Garrett Wilson, wide receiver for the Jets. Now, all of these rookies had outstanding first years, with Brock Purdy leading the 49ers to the second seed in the playoffs after Garoppolo's injury with a 7-1 record as a starter and throwing for 13 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions in the regular season. Kenneth Walker took on a bigger role in the Seahawks offense after Chris Carson's injury and became an important part of their run to the playoffs as he put up 1,050 yards in his first year. And Garrett Wilson quickly established himself as the top receiver on the New York Jets as he posted 1,103 yards in his first season. Now, all of these rookies have the potential to really climb the NFL ranks as their careers progress. But for this season's Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm gonna have to go Garrett Wilson, wide receiver for the New York Jets. What impressed me the most about Wilson is that he didn't let the Jets quarterback situation stop him from being a matchup nightmare for opposing teams. I mean, the Jets went from Zach Wilson to Mike White, then to Chris Streveler, and then back to Zach Wilson, and then finally to Joe Flacco in their last game, who I didn't even know still played. But Wilson stayed locked in for the entire season and finished with the most receiving yards among all rookies, and for that, he is my Offensive Rookie of the Year. For our other rookie award, we have the Defensive Rookie of the Year, with the finalists being Sauce Gardner, cornerback for the Jets, Aiden Hutchinson, defensive end for the Lions, and Tariq Woolen, cornerback for the Seahawks. Now, much like the offensive rookies, these defensive rookies made some noise with their respective teams as well, with the number 4 pick in the draft, Sauce Gardner, being named to the Pro Bowl and being a first-team All-Pro. Aiden Hutchinson racked up 9.5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, and 3 interceptions, all from his D-line spot. And Tariq Woolen, who was also selected to the Pro Bowl, as he was tied with 3 other players for most interceptions in this season with 6 interceptions and returning one of them for a touchdown. Now, each of these defensive rookies just completely terrorized the offenses that they faced. But my pick for Defensive Rookie of the Year is Sauce Gardner, who was actually the teammate of the Offensive Rookie of the Year finalist, Garrett Wilson. And Gardner was locking up receivers left and right this year as he led the league in pass deflections with 20, as well as only giving up 1 receiving touchdown all year as he catapulted his way to becoming the best cornerback this year in the NFL, and being the first rookie cornerback to be named to the first team All-Pro list since Ronnie Lott in 1981. We are definitely witnessing one of the best starts to a career in NFL history. Now, the finalists for Coach of the Year are Brian Daboll, Doug Peterson, and Kyle Shanahan. Now, each of these coaches are some of the best in the NFL, but for the Coach of the Year award this season, I think it definitely comes down to Brian Daboll and and Doug Peterson, as both coaches led their teams to playoff bursts in their first seasons, as their teams went on long postseason droughts prior to their arrival. And while it's hard to decide, I think Doug Peterson should win Coach of the Year. Peterson is credited with developing Trevor Lawrence a ton in his second year, as well as going on a 5-game winning streak to finish 9-8 and help the Jags win the AFC South over the Titans and make the playoffs for the first time since 2017. And I think what strengthens his resume even more is his play calling in their wildcard matchup versus the Chargers, as they came back from a 27-point deficit to beat LA in that first round. And after taking a year off from coaching, it's safe to say that Peterson is back, as he's changed the trajectory of the Jaguars with just one season. Now let's go ahead and talk about the comeback player of the year, with finalists being running back Saquon Barkley for the Giants, Christian McCaffrey running back for the 49ers, and Geno Smith quarterback for the Seahawks. Now both Barkley and McCaffrey were nominated after having dominant seasons following their injuries that they suffered in seasons prior. Geno Smith was nominated after serving as a backup for majority of his career, and this season he was tasked of filling the shoes of former Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson. And I love a good underdog story, so I'm definitely rocking with Geno Smith as my comeback player of the year, as nobody expected him to have the season that he did. He finished with 4,282 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, as well as leading the Seahawks to a playoff berth just one season after Russell Wilson's departure. Smith definitely showed why he deserves to be in the conversation with the best quarterbacks in the league. Now for the Defensive Player of the Year award, we have Nick Bosa, defensive end for the 49ers, Chris Jones, defensive tackle for the Chiefs, and Micah Parsons, defensive end / linebacker for the Cowboys. And each of these defensive players wreaked absolute havoc for offenses this year. But the player that caused the most disruption, and in my opinion garnered the most offensive attention, was Nick Bosa, as he racked up 18.5 sacks, 48 QB hits, 19 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, and 2 forced fumbles. Bosa continues to show why he's the most dominant defensive player in the league, as he had a career high in sacks this year, as well as leading the league in sacks as well. Moving on now to the Offensive Player of the Year. We have Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Chiefs, Jalen Hurts, quarterback for the Eagles, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Vikings, and Tyreek Hill, wide receiver for the Dolphins. 3 of these players are also nominated for the Most Valuable Player award, those being Mahomes, Hurts, and Jefferson. And while Tyreek had a career season with 710 yards, unfortunately Jefferson outperformed him this year, as he had a career year, one that put him 6th all-time on the single season receiving yards list at 1,809 yards on the year. And with this season, Jefferson continues his dominant start to his career, as he currently owns the record for the most receiving yards per game with 96.5. And in a perfect world, Jefferson would probably win MVP. But since it's typically an award given to the top quarterback, it's a little bit more realistic that Jefferson is awarded the Offensive Player of the Year. Finally, the award that everybody has been waiting for, the most anticipated award every year, the award that people start talking about at the beginning of the season and continue to talk about throughout the year. It's the Most Valuable Player. Now our nominees are Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Chiefs, Josh Allen, quarterback for the Bills, Joe Burrow, quarterback for the Bengals, Jalen Hurts, quarterback for the Eagles, and Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Vikings. Now these nominees have had phenomenal seasons and have proven to be the best in the league this year. And if MVP could be multiple players, I'm pretty sure all these players will win, because it's just that hard to decide just one. And while each player brings something completely different to the table with their different play styles and how they're utilized by their respective teams, I think the MVP for the 2022-23 season is Patrick Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes continues to dominate every year and maintain his spot as the best quarterback currently in the league, and has contributed substantially to the Chiefs' Super Bowl run this year. He led the league in 2 passing categories, the first being passing yards with 5,250 yards, and the second being touchdowns with 41 passing touchdowns. He also had a career best 67.1 completion percentage on the year, as his efficiency has been unmatched this season. And what's even more impressive is that he did it all without Tyreek Hill. He really was able to distribute the ball across all his receivers this year. And for these reasons, I think Mahomes is definitely deserving of his second MVP. Well guys, those are my predictions for the end of the year awards in the NFL this year. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comment section below, as well as who do you guys think will win the awards at the NFL Honors tomorrow. I mean, this week is literally the most exciting week for the NFL, and I can't wait to see it all play out tomorrow and on Super Bowl Sunday. But yeah guys, that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe. After you subscribe, click that notification bell as well so you don't miss any of my uploads. I already know you like my videos. You don't gotta lie, so go ahead and turn that post notification on so you ain't missing nothing. But guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great, happy, and safe rest of your day. Hope you guys enjoy watching the NFL Honors tomorrow. I should have another video coming out later this week. It's gonna be a Super Bowl prediction, so go ahead and stay tuned for that. Yeah, guys, I will see you next time on Mel Got Game. I'm out. Peace.
Braun broke the record. He broke the record. He broke the record. The greatest of all time. He broke the record. He did it.
One that put him 6th all time on the single season receiving yards list with 800.